Oh, it's just Jord.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Little Nightmares theory. And I know, I say it all the time, but I really do mean it this time. It's time to get excited, because the DLC is coming. I have speculated it's released on the 10th, but that is just a theory itself. But anyway, let's get on with the theory today. So, I was commenting my usual unfunny jokes on Twitter, and someone, gracefully, I will link them and I'll show them a picture of it, pointed something out to me in a reply. So, if you watch the newest teaser clip that they've released on their Twitter page, you will see an arm coming out of a cage. And if you compare this picture with the previous picture they released previously to this teaser, they have literally moved the boy over so we can purposely see what is in that cage, and what is in it we do not know just yet, but I have a theory. So could this be the new threat that we are going to face as the runaway kid? Or could it be the girl? Now, I know most of you think she's dead, and you could well be right, but we don't make theories for nothing. As you can probably guess, I don't think that she is. As I stated in my previous video that was on her, she seemed to be the culprit for the black ink and the hand marks that you see everywhere, and I found it odd how when she dropped the flashlight there's loads of black ink around it, and you see black footprints, which to me means she dropped it and carried on. Or what else could it be? It's strange, as I know this is a bad picture, but it doesn't seem to have fingers that are reasonably visible. At least it seems to be some kind of colour as a gnome. Could it be a different type of gnome? Or could it be a different type of leech? The one that used the animations that were in the data mine and not used in the full game. What else I found odd was how tight these cages were sealed. If you take a look at the cages that Six and the runaway kid were caught in, they are nothing like it. Also, when we see these cages in Little Nightmares, you tend to see them with bolted locks on the side, like the one on the far right of the picture. This is definitely exciting, as it just made me more impatient of the release of the next chapter. Maybe they actually use the tighter seal cages as a sort of isolation for the kids that keep running away, and as a way to keep them all locked up and basically don't do it again. But there's also something I do want to point out as well. As Little Nightmares are so used to teasing us at the moment, I'd like to point out the gif of the gnomes taking the only what I can assume is coal into the furnace to keep it running. It's very interesting. Is this what's running the moor? But then I remembered the lady's description. With grateful restraint, the lady casts a hypnotic spell that keeps the engine running. The only thing that we see her hypnotise are the guests entering the moor. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's quite evident with how the guests chant as they are entering the moor. Nothing can be allowed to interfere, the guests must eat, the moor must survive. So maybe, to me, this is not saying that she's using her voodoo magic to keep the engine running, but her hypnotising the guests onto the moor plays a big part in it. Could what the lady is hypnotising is a gnome? It may explain why we see a gnome with an eye on its cone. Is this leader gnome controlled by the lady, as she controls them to make sure they do their job? As we know, the moor aren't oblivious to gnomes, as we see a picture of them on the walls. Roger gets triggered by them, and even when you're looking through the eye of the secret room, they have a camera watching them in that secret room. So why not put them to work, I guess? They have put a lot of these little clips and etc. onto their Twitter as well. If you guys want to check it out and you haven't seen it yet, then I will put the Little Nightmares Twitter in the description. The handle's actually Little Nights. So if you want to go check that out, go and check it out. There's some interesting stuff they're posting lately because with the new release. But anyway guys, I want to know your opinion. What do you guys think? Are you excited? Tell me how buzzed you are, because I'm buzzed for the next episode. I can't wait for the new chapter. Oh my god. But anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next theory video. Bye!